Hey, all you jazz fans out there in the night. This is Jimmy Rudolph coming at you live. Not undead, but live from WZMB Jazz at 3. And we are broadcasting from the Tribeca Studios in New York City, the greatest city in the world. Nothing beats New York in the spring. The season of renewal brings out the beauty in everything. Grabbing some coffee in the canteen last night, this zombie came up, started pawing on the glass. You remember, J-Bo?
Seems like yesterday, Jimmy.
Well, this zombie, and J-Bo will back me up on this, darn if he didn't have a dandelion coming out of his eye socket. Little yellow flower bobbing up and down over his blue snarl. And for the briefest of seconds, between my terror over sighting the ghoul and J-Bo bashing him with a coffee urn, I could almost believe it was spring.
I still have the flower, Jimmy, and the eye socket.
And you can smell it in the air. It's a vitality. It's a rich, fertilized, loamy. You know what I'm trying to say, J-Bo?
It smells like shit?
You're a goddamn romantic, J-Bo, you know that? Let's move on to our featured jazz artist fans, the immortal Jelly Roll Morton. But first, a traffic update. The klaxons have sounded for the Verrazano Bridge on-ramp in Bay Ridge. Closed 2 days ago when those pesky zombie fish infected and revived a number of corpses that had been dumped in the water in the last few years. 37 unmade men crawled their way up out of the sea and onto the BQE, many of them without feet, only to be hit by speeding trucks powering through the notoriously infected Staten Island. Good news? We now know where Jimmy Hoffa is, smeared across the 95th Street on-ramp. Now a little Jelly Roll in the morning. Hey, a song like that puts a spring in my step. What do you say, J-Bo?
Whoa, Jimmy! Put that thing away!
Sorry, J-Bo, but it's spring, and when I see someone with your womanly features, nature just takes over.
My womanly features? You need to get out more.
Hey, what can I say, J-Bo? You inspire me. And speaking of inspiration, check out this new release from an old friend of WZMB.
Mom, can I keep him?
He was a little boy lost, far from home.
You're silly.
No family, no friends, no pulse. See what critics are calling Steven Spielberg's best film since the re-release of Close Encounters. Heartwarming and blood-curdling, says Gene Shalit. Bring the family in the sick bag, says the Boston Globe.
Son, you'll have to put the little guy down.
Well, he's my best friend. Dad!
ZT.
I love you, ZT.
This film is not yet rated.
And we are back with a special guest. J-Bo, we've been talking assimilation, right?
Just you, Jimmy.
Well, our next guest is living proof that the zombie issue isn't as cut off their heads and dry as we thought. In the studio now, it's John Lawson, formerly of Bank America, Merrill, Barney, Smith, Lynch, and Burnham. John, last we heard of you, you were out on bail for murder.
Yeah, I know, Jimmy. It was terrible. 7.2 mil bond. And, of course, the dead guy's life. But, you know, I'm happy to do what I can.
Well, that's quite the turnaround in attitude, John.
No, and not just my attitude, Jimmy. My life. You wouldn't know it to look at me, but I should be a zombie right now. After the court date, I went out and I drowned my sorrows, and never do that with tequila. When I came to, a zombie was gnawing on my arm. Look at this.
Yep. Pulsing green, red pus spilling out. That's textbook zombie bite.
Jimmy.
When was this?
It was Saturday. It was 4 days ago. I beat it, Jimmy. I beat the Z-genes.
Jimmy, get out of there.
I don't know how I beat it. I guess God has a plan for me. I'm just so grateful. I'm going to commit my life to good works and family and love. It's like spring in my heart, Jimmy. My heart has been renewed and spring is...
What's the matter, John? Don't you like the coffee?
Jimmy, Saturday was 3 days ago, not 4.
So you see, fans, maybe we should give assimilation another
Jimmy,
chance.
look at his face.
What?
Look at the pus dribbling out of his wound. It's turning blue.
Oh, Jesus, get me out of here.
I'm trying. You locked the door.
Oh, it's that fucking hitman last week,
Okay,
J-Bo.
I'll talk you through it, Jimmy.
I got coffee cups. Staplers. Nothing stops it.
Stuff the mouth, Jimmy. If you stuff the mouth, he can't bite you.
With what, my head? Oh, Jesus, God,
No,
God.
use the mic. Use the mic.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.